going to try to do this as quietly as possible because my daughter hasn't woken up yet. And so I'm trying to get as much done as possible before she wakes up. So what we are doing is planning out a freebie. Gotta get that sip of coffee in. All right. What we are doing is mapping out for a client their freebie lead magnet that's going to go on their website to capture email addresses. Then we're going to create the lead magnet or the freebie, and then we're going to set up the welcome sequence. And so I wanted to create this vlogger style video to kind of show you what this process looks like for us from the very beginning to like conception all the way to the very end, the final product. And so I've already started taking notes as to what this process looks like. And the first thing that you have to have in mind whenever you begin to think about a freebie is what is your end goal and who is your client. So wanting to know who your client is, that's going to help us know what kind of freebie to create. I don't know why that stopped recording. All right, we want to get Kayla and David to have a conversation with brides before they have chosen a wedding photographer. And so having a conversation with Kayla and David, we brainstormed and said, for most brides, the first thing that they choose whenever they're wedding planning is their venue. Then after their venue is the photographer or videographer. And so we were thinking, how can we get to brides before they choose a venue so that you can cultivate a relationship with them before they've chosen a wedding photographer? And what we arrived on is a spreadsheet of wedding venues for prospective brides that answer all of their questions. So venues within the Austin area, the price range, how many guests they can take, any notes about them, like insider information about the venues. And the reason why this makes sense is because it's answering a problem for their prospective clients. It's also going to be in their target market of engaged couples. Somebody who's downloading a freebie of wedding venues is more than likely engaged and early within the wedding planning process. And then the last reason why this makes sense is because having a spreadsheet is very easy for them to download in email. And so we can create it on a Google spreadsheet, and then they can continually update it for brides going forward. And so that would just be a link inside the welcome email, and this can all be set up automatically, which we will get into in just a little bit. But that's the first process, is finding out what makes most sense for your client and what is your end goal. So if your end goal, my eye itching. So if your freebie is point A, then what is point B? What is the end goal of your freebie? Because what we're going to do is take this freebie and then map out a welcome sequence, which is emails that will be automatically delivered that will get them one step closer to, at the end, taking point B, or what the end goal is. So for Kayla and David's case, what we're going to be doing is they're going to be downloading the spreadsheet of wedding venues. Then we're going to create a welcome sequence that will start a conversation, start a relationship with them, make them feel like they know Kayla and David. And then at the end, we're going to pitch setting up a discovery call so that they can take the next step with hopefully hiring them as a wedding photography and videography team. So this is the first step. I am going to dive into setting everything up on the Flodesk side, getting everything ready so that I can bring you along. All right, last week whenever I had left you, we went through how to start brainstorming a good freebie for your audience. And now, coming back, I'm not even going to pretend like I'm a copywriter. So what I did was I sent off my ideas and notes and everything that we went over to my team of copywriters, and they went through and actually created the website copy for me. And so let me start screen recording, and then we will go through that. All right, so screen recording, And we do not want any sound. Awesome. All right, so now that we have everything, we have the spreadsheet that Kayla and David made. We have all of the copy written for the emails. I'm going to be using Flodesk. I absolutely love Flodesk. It is on brand, on point, absolutely amazing email marketing. And so I have a link down in the description if you want to check out Flodesk. It is $19 forever. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 10 people on your list, 100, 1,000, it's always going to be $19 a month, no matter how big your list gets. And so that's what we're going to be using for their email marketing. And so this is what it looks like whenever you log into Flodesk for the very first time. They have a brand new account. And so this is what you're going to see. Now, the first thing that we want to do is we want to go over to the workflows, because that's what we're going to be setting up. And so we're going to go over here to the workflows, and I'm just going to actually hit start from scratch. And this is going to be called spreadsheet of venues. Easy enough. All right, so I told you we are having them download a spreadsheet of venues, and then our end goal is to get them on a consultation call. And so this is going to be a very easy workflow. There's not going to be a lot around it, but I am going to help you set it up. And going back, if you are writing your emails, I highly recommend using something outside of Flodesk. Don't go into Flodesk and think, oh, okay, sitting there, like, what do I want to be writing? I personally write my emails inside of Grammarly, and I will link that down in the comments below as well. But I use Grammarly. Another place that I use is just Docs inside of Google, so like docs.google.com. But don't sit down and try to write your emails inside of Flodesk. For some reason, you get like writer's block. Because it's like, how do I design the email? How do I want to set up the content? And so I'm just going to go through setting up the very first email with you, and then we'll mock everything up just so I can build out the entire workflow for you to see. All right, so whenever we go on here, we're going to hit add trigger. The trigger is whenever the subscriber is being added to a segment, and so we'll put spreadsheet of venues, and right now we don't have that, so we're actually going to hit create spreadsheet of venues. All right, so now the trigger means whenever somebody signs up for the spreadsheet of venues, that is going to trigger this welcome sequence. Next thing we want to add is an email. So none selected, we want to create a new email, and then we're going to, there's so many different options for you to choose here. There should be one that says deliver your freebie. We'll go with this one, and I'm going to hit customize. Now going over to Kayla and David, this is what the copywriter wrote up. So they already have the subject line in there. Congratulations, you've saved yourself a ton of time. And so I'm going to start plugging and playing with this. So, congratulations, you just saved yourself a ton of time. And I'm not too worried about formatting at this point. I'm just going to plug in all of the information. Now let's go back over here. You can see how simple this is. So I'm literally just copying and pasting in the information. Download the guide. So this is right here where it say view the spreadsheet. Fill color. You can set up your you can add your branded colors. Like I said, right now I'm not going to do that. I'm just putting in all of the information. You can also, another cool thing about Flodesk is that you can connect up your Instagram. So once you connect up your Instagram, it'll show the 3 last of your photos, and you can also change it to show more. So if you want to do 4 or less than that. All right, So this, I'll go ahead and I'll finish off and show you at the end what all the emails ended up looking like. But for now, I'm just going to finish just because I think you get the gist of how to set up emails in there. And we're going to go through and create the whole entire workflow and then the opt-in form. So we have that email. The next thing that we want to do is add in the time delay. So we're actually going to wait 1 day and then we will set up the next email. And so this will be, once again, we're going to create a new email. And then let's look at the content of the next one. So this is intro to the Carhartt team. Okay, so this one's like a little bit more, let's see, let's share news. Let's look at some of these. And we'll go through and I'll customize these, but I like to find one that is somewhat similar to what I'm looking for so I don't have to go in there and make a whole bunch of customizations. So we'll go with this one because this little note part right here and the little tape is very on brand with their brand. And once again, I'm not going to go through the whole email. I'm just going to grab a couple of bits here to start the email off. And then we're going to hit finish for now. All right, we're going to set up another time delay, and I'm just going to do a day once again so that these go off very quickly. If you wait any longer than a day and it's like a shorter email sequence, then people may forget about you or the spreadsheet, and so it's a really good idea that if it's a shorter welcome sequence, I would say like 3 to 5 emails, to do them like back to back to back, like once a day. Once you get into like the longer emails, like say like 6+ emails, then you can kind of start spreading them out over 2 and 3 day spans. But definitely for like 3 to 5 email welcome sequences, I would keep them at a day's time. All right, so now we waited a day. We're going to set up another email. We're going to hit create new, and this is the one where we are inviting them to set up a consultation call. And so let's see what Say thinks. Let's go with what's on the Up My Email game. We'll go with this one. That I might change it, but we'll go with this one for right now. All right, and then once again, I'm just going to grab some of this copy and paste it in there. And then at the very end, I'll show you like what all the emails ended up looking like. But for time's sake, I think you understand how to set up an email inside Flodesk, and so I'm just going to skip that part for right now. And now we have the first workflow put all the way together. One thing that I do want to point out is right here, this is what your subject line is. So going back over here, we had our subject line as the Austin venue spreadsheet you've been looking for. So we want to make that the subject line. And the preview text is very important because the preview text is what somebody sees inside their email before they click on it. So it kind of either entices them to click on it or it's going to make them throw it into their trash can. And so the subject and the preview text are very important. So I'm going to say you just saved yourself a lot of time, and it will tell you how many characters you have remaining. So you just saved yourself you just saved yourself a lot of time. And then we're going to say in this spreadsheet, you'll find all the info. And then we're going to do ... to let them know that it like continues on. In the first email, just put it like in the subject line, whatever you promised to give them in exchange for their email, put it in the subject line so that people know to go and look, and that's probably what they're going to be looking for within their email is whatever you promised them, whatever your freebie was. All right, now I'm going to hit publish. We're going to hit publish now because I'm going to go over here to forms. And now we need to set up the opt-in form. And I like to create a couple of different versions for the same form. And so the first one that I'm going to create is going to be a pop-up. Actually, it's going to be inline. I'm going to put this on their website. So now their website has yet to be shown. And so since this opt-in form is going live, this YouTube video is going live before their website, I'm actually going to use a dummy website just to show you how to put an opt-in form into a Show It website. But this is not their legit website. I'm just doing this for tutorial sake. All right, so going over here, we'll just do, this is one of the templates that I used to sell in my shop, so I'll just show you with this one. For their website, I'm planning on putting it in the footer, so I'm just going to hit Edit Footer. I'm going to go back over here, and we want this one. I just really want the opt-in part, because I'm going to put the rest on their website. So I'm going to get rid of the subscribe. I'm going to get rid of this part. We can keep it black and white. That's fine. The width, let's see. We don't want, I typically don't capture people's last name. So we're just going to keep it first name. And then the background color, I'm going to set to opaque or none, as well as the canvas color. And then the message we'll just put as friendly. All right, no, we don't want that. No, we don't want to be notified. And right now we'll just display the success message. All right, so this is how we are going to embed it into Show It. And I will let you know right now that with Show It, whenever you are embedding the form, that it takes some finessing. So you might have to put it in there, hit the preview, see where it pops up. You'll see in a second. All right, so this is the header code. So I'm going to hit copy. On the header code, go back into Show It. I actually need to back out of this. And we need to go into, make sure you're on this top level right here on the left-hand side so that you can get into advanced settings. I'm going to add in this. We're going to put that there. So you're putting it into that custom head HTML. That's where you put the first code. And now I'm going to go back into that footer and we're going to grab the second code. And then we're going to hit embed code, double click it. This is going to pop up and then hit save. And you are not going to be able to see this, the form pop up on your website. So on the preview, I mean. So if you're inside Show It and you just followed all those steps and you're like, well, my preview's not showing up, that's okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to hit preview and it will pop up on the actual preview. So as you can see, it is right down here, and you can tell that it is very far down. So this obviously needs to be fixed. So what I'm going to do is make this a little bit wider, and I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm just going to say, actually I'm going to delete that. I'm going to say, find wedding venues in your price range. Actually, let me copy that again. I'm going to put save time, because remember, people want to have a reason to sign up for your freebie. So I'm going to hit save time. I'm going to center all this, and then let's go take a look and see how this looks. All right, awesome. So boom, they can put in their information and that will come up. I'll show you on the actual preview. All right, so now we have this one put down here to start capturing. So that's one option. Now I'm going to go back and hit the little Flodesk logo, and I'm going to create a new one. And this one I'm going to do full page. So if you want people to be able to sign up for your freebie without having to go to your website and just have it as a separate link, then I will use this one. So for this one, it's going to be the same segment, the spreadsheet of venues. Hit save. This is cool. You can put a photo here. So if you did like a mock-up of the spreadsheet or something like that, it's really good if you're doing a freebie to show what that freebie looks like on the picture. I'm going to skip that for now, and I'm just going to put the same thing. So save time. yet. Oh, no, I don't usually like to be notified with people popping up in my inbox. Display success message is fine. If you want to know more about these different ways to customize it, I did another video which I will link to right here, and it goes through and explains those options. All right, so we'll hit continue. We'll copy this so then you can take a look and see the different options. So now we have this one, which normally there would be an image here, or we have the one that was embedded on the website. So I'm going to show you what these emails are going to end up looking like once I customize them all, but that is how you set up a workflow and create all of the opt-in forms that you need. And now it's your job just to go out there and start marketing your freebie. And remember, if you spent, say, 3 hours putting together your freebie, then you need to be spending at least 9 hours promoting it. Promote your stuff 3 times as much as it took for you to design it. All right, that's my tip for you. And now let's roll to see what these emails actually look like once it's done and finished. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at what those emails are actually going to look like whenever they get sent to potential clients. So this is the first email. Congratulations, you saved yourself a lot of time is the first thing that it reads, and then we have a photo of Kayla and David together. And I try to use a lot of hierarchy so that people are able to easily scan and read the email. So if you have chunks of text, try breaking it up with different layouts, buttons, and stuff like that. As well as using titles so that it is easily to skim through. All right, so then we have view the spreadsheet, so that will take people that'll take people to the spreadsheet, and then it tells a little bit more about them, and then also says before you start a couple of key things that they need to know and then how to use it. Right now the Instagram is not connected, but it would show their Instagram right here. So that's what the first email looks like that would go out to them. All right, so this is the second one. The subject line is "We document film-worthy love stories." And then going down, once again, another picture of them. We're trying to show our face and build that like, know, and trust factor through their email. So that's the reason why we're showing pictures of Kayla and David throughout the process, and is so that they get used to seeing them. And going down, this is what I was telling you with the hierarchy. If somebody is just skimming through and they're not going to read the whole thing, we are pointing out key sentences right here so that they'll actually read those. And then another thing that we're doing to get people's eyes moving down is adding in the bullet points so they can quickly get the information that they need. So that's the second email and what it ended up looking like inside Flodesk. And then this is what the third one looks like. So once again, this really goes in line with like their Wanderlust travel theme. And so we're using this photo right here. Can't wait to get to know you. And this is where we're asking people to book that consultation call. So we have book a consultation call, reserve your time spot. Once again, adding in that hierarchy and the bullet points. And then at the end saying, we can't wait to meet you. So all in all, we came up with the freebie idea. We understood what the goal was. The copywriter went and wrote all of the emails out, and then we took those into Flodesk, and through Flodesk we were able to set up the workflow so that it is all automated and you don't have to do a thing. And then we also set up the opt-in forms so that you can put it on your website, share out a link on social media. And so from beginning to end, that is how we put together the workflow. I promise you, it may seem overwhelming at first, but it's really fun once you get in there, and then it's awesome to get leads into your inbox without you even trying, and it's just all automated. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. It is a newer style, so I'm doing this vlogger-esque less. It's also lightning. That's what that flashlight was. Vlogger-esque style video, and so if you liked it, go ahead, hit the thumbs up. I'm going to be uploading vlogger style videos every Wednesday, and then on Fridays I'm going to be coming at you with more branding and marketing strategy on how to grow your business. So subscribe, hit that bell so that you get notified, because little pop-up on my phone, there we go, unscripted. Hit the bell and subscribe, because every single time you do that, you're really helping to support my channel, and so I can get you out really good content. All right, see you around next week.